All right, let me unmute. I can't unmute you. You're gonna have to unmute yourself for some. Oh, there you go. I don't know. You must have had it on. All righty. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're doing another teach and play tonight with PhoenixKnight. Phoenix, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Glad to be here. It's been a day, that's for sure.
Oh, bummer. You're playing lots of things on the channel. Lots of good things too. You're gonna have a whole new list for your top 100 next year, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to be adding to the list. I'm kind of working off. I'm kind of tinkering off and on with it. I need to sit down and finally figure out where some of these games are going to land.
And tonight we're going to be playing Twilight Inscription. So I've kind of just glossed over the basics, as you know. And then you were like, "Hey, I know how to play this game. I could teach it to you." And I'm like, "You're on, buddy. You're on. All right. I like to hear that." So, because there's not too many games out there I don't know how to play. So when I can find somebody that can teach it to me, this is going to be new game on my channel, 123. 123 this year in 2023. So it's a special one just for you, my friend, just for you.
Yippee.
You do look excited. I know you do look excited. You can pretend you're not, but you are excited. I can't wait for our top 100 this year coming up. It's going to be so interesting to see what games rose, what games fell, and then all the new ones that you played this year. And have you been keeping track of all the games you play every month? I know you do your end of month review. Have you been keeping track? How many games you played?
I've got my notes sheet over here that I've been looking off and on. In fact, I've got to add in some of my notes for some of the games that I've played in the last couple days. I've been trying to keep up with that pretty tightly, though.
Good. I think it is a lot of extra work putting all your games on Board Game Geek, and every time you play a game, you got to log it. You got to remember to log it. You got, like you do, I have 2 sheets at my house that I have. I have a sheet of all the new games, and I have a sheet of just every game that I play. And I got to go back every week and update each of those sheets. And you got to stay on it, or you're gonna fall behind. But I can't wait to see how things turn out for 2024. Without spoiling it, is Twilight Inscription? Is that going to be on your top 100 of all time?
I would be stunned if it's not.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I like it. It's pretty cool. So why don't you just tell people an overview of what is, for those that have never seen it, what is Twilight Inscription?
Twilight Inscription is actually a game that's set in the Twilight Imperium universe, where it makes a game that takes like 10 hours in Twilight Imperium into a very manageable game, probably like 2 or 3, I would say. And it's made it a roll and write where you're not just managing 1 sheet of resources, you're managing 4. And you're controlling the resources you have via special dice that come with the game.
But yes, and I know 2023 for me has been the year of the roll and write. I got Hadrian's Wall. I've got cartographers. I really like cartographers. I really thought Twilight Inscription. That's why I wanted to play it before the end of the year. I thought this one looked really good. What do you think of this new genre for us?
Roll and write's definitely a new arena. It's something I never thought I'd really get into all that much, but I've been kind of enjoying it. There's a lot of replayability in these games, and it's very easy to do them as the play-alongs, and they make for very short but pretty good videos, actually.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they, as you said, there's a lot of replayability on them. There's not a lot to manage. There's not a lot of overhead. They play solo great. Well, they're designed to play solo. So there's a lot of advantages in them. So fortunately for us, I found us a tabletop simulator module that actually has Twilight Inscription. So we're going to be using it. Everyone, I'm just pre-warning everyone now. We literally have just got this module like in the last 10 minutes. So we're still trying to figure out where everything is on the module and trying to, this is kind of something at the last minute because I didn't even think there would be a module, but there is. So anyways, we're going to share it with you guys. Coming up here.
And I'm kind of glad you found the module, because these markers, I do not like these markers at all with the game.
That's not the right one. What's one? This one? No. Oh, I should do that one. I like that one. I mean, that shows the best of everything we got.
Oh,
Me
gee,
and the
thanks.
game.
That makes me feel so much better about myself.
Oh, you know I love you, buddy. You got to relax a little bit. You're gonna have a heart attack before you turn 50. Jeez.
I'm sure there would be a lot of people who'd be very happy about that.
Oh my gosh, here we go again, Mr. All right, so this is this is it, huh? This is what it is. No, it's not. There's actually a whole bunch of boards set up for a whole bunch of players. We're just going to be playing these two boards down here at the bottom. And then, of course, the stuff kind of here in the middle of the game. This is set up for 2, 4, 6, 8 players, right?
Yep.
All right. So why don't you take over and kind of tell me what you want to focus in on, what you want to look at, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So why don't we start with our basic sheets that we've got in front of us. So as you see, we've got 4 different sheets of, they'd be dry erase paper in the actual game, but in this case, they're obviously the images of the sheets. So we've got our navigation sheet, which is what we'll be using to explore Mechatol Rex, what we'll be using to explore the galaxy, including a space to go claim Mechatol Rex, which will be worth victory points and votes when we get to the agenda events. More on that later. You can also see here that there are some assets with victory points, planetary assets, and what are called industry assets. We'll come back to the industry assets for now. We've also got wormholes that we can explore through, but there's a special technology you'll need to unlock for that.
All right.
Then we've
Cool.
got
that's all the navigation. What is, so before we move on, just general overview. What do you use navigation for? Is it just to gain more locations?
It's mainly to gain these planetary assets. So if you zoom in on navigation and look at one of these planets, you'll primarily be looking for these, because you'll need those on the next sheet that we're going to go through.
All right, so there's going to be resources and planets, and so basically what we're doing is we're exploring the galaxy to get more resources or more planets so we can do things with them.
Yes.
All right, good. Now,
and then there's one icon before we leave expansion. There's one icon. There's one more icon I want to hone in on that we're going to see a few times on the other sheets. It's this guild ship this guild ship icon that I'm highlighting on.
All right, so this one. All right, so that one is special. What's special about it?
What's special about that is that each faction will have a unique ability that gets triggered whenever you claim one of those guild ship assets.
So each faction, when you claim that, you basically get to use your special ability.
Yep.
Oh, nice. All right. And is there just one on this board?
There is just one on this board. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I almost forgot. Yes, I know I'm kind of, it's been like a week or so since I've played this game, but I also want to mention these 2 assets down here, the neighbor asset systems.
All right. So those are not the wormholes.
Those are not the wormholes.
The wormholes are these purple ones, right?
These are the wormholes right here.
Okay.
You'll need to unlock a technology to explore through those.
All right. And those allow you to go from any location to another end of the location?
Yes. So you'd move from wormhole to wormhole, essentially.
I got you. Okay, cool. All right.
Now coming back to these.
Back to these now, yeah.
Back to these 2 systems. So when we come back to warfare, those will make more sense. But what they'll give you is they'll give you +1 strength on the war on the respective side of the warfare sheet.
Okay. All right.
Like I said,
so one to the left and one to the right.
Yes, that'll make more sense when we come back to warfare.
All right. And just obviously we start at the home world and we expand out from that. Now this Mechatol Rex. What is the advantage of getting to Mechatol Rex? Do you get
the advantage of getting to Mechatol Rex, if you get there first, actually comes up to the Automa sheet up here for Mechatol Rex.
Where?
I'm painting the map.
I gotcha.
So up here, the faction who gets to Mechatol Rex first will claim extra victory points and extra votes when we go into the agenda events.
Gotcha. Okay, so getting there first is important. Okay.
If you can.
If you can, right. I gotcha. All right, cool. So that's pretty much the pretty much the navigation board. We covered that. Okay, now we go to this mess over here. This one looks like people are going to look at this and go, yeah, this is way too advanced. But it's not as hard as it seems, is it?
No, it's not. It's not as hard as it looks. So on this sheet, this is where those planetary assets that we were looking at on navigation come into play.
Right. These ones like I'm just going to grab my pen real quick here. So if I was to circle this location, that's a planet.
Yep.
And once I've unlocked that planet, then this is basically the planet board.
Yep. This is the sheet where you'll come to spend those planetary assets.
Uh-huh.
So you can use your planetary assets in one of two ways. You can either unlock one of these planets to start working on the resources on the planet, or you can claim one of these space stocks down below, which can give you these focus die assets. So in Twilight Inscription, we were going to have special dice that we're rolling. Each of those focus assets would give you a way to pay attention to the extra colored dice during the game.
Yeah, so we have looks like dice up here.
Yep.
We have black dice, we have a blue dice, we have a green dice, and we have a red dice.
Yep.
All right. Excellent.
And that's where those focus assets come in, where you can actually you'd be able to pay attention to those on your turn.
Okay, so the these spots that I just highlighted,
yep,
green, red, and blue, once you get those, then you can start using these special dice.
Yeah, well, mostly. So that gives you so you'd have to spend them on the respective sheets to be able to pay attention to the die on that sheet. So if you have so I'm actually going to grab my pen here for a second.
Sure.
So if you have this green asset unlocked, and you want to spend it on, and you want to use it on, say, warfare, you'd spend it there. Then you'd mark this die on your warfare sheet, and then when you make warfare your active sheet, then you can pay attention to that bonus die on that sheet.
I gotcha. Okay.
You wouldn't be able to pay attention.
Once you get the resource, then you select a sheet to unlock it on.
Yes.
So if I unlock the red resource, I could unlock it here or here, but I obviously, depending on where you put it, you're going to get certain advantages on those sheets.
Right.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. So far, so good.
And then, any questions on expansion before we leave that?
So I know this, but the people out there might know this. So unlock a resource. Let's say I'm trying to get this resource right here.
Yep.
Right. So to unlock this resource, I have to claim all of these resources in this line?
Yes.
Same thing for the resources at the top. I would have to get all that all this or all this. And of course, back and forth. So it's like basically like a tic-tac-toe board, and you need all the pieces to get access to the resources on the end of it.
Right.
So if I own this piece and this piece, I don't get anything. But once I get the other two, then I can access it. So what is this? What is this? It looks like a ship.
That's actually a person you're looking at in that line that's empty. That's on your population track, which is you can see here is actually scaling victory points. So for the more of those you can claim, the more victory.
Where are you?
I'm on expansion.
All right.
It's not letting me tab for some annoying reason. Help if I.
Oh, here's the ship. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the population. See, everything's explained. All you have to do is know where to look. All right.
Which is a virtue of having played this game several times.
Yes. Yep. It helps. It definitely helps. Oh, and there's that little symbol again right there, huh?
That guild ship. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Guild ship. That's what it's called. Cool. All right. What
Then
about this little icon right here? What is that one?
This green one and this red one. Actually, there's a yellow one up here as well. I'm marking a few of them. Those are specialty assets, which you can spend on your other sheets for various effects. For example, on expansion, you could actually spend one of those. Could you spend one of those blue? No, you couldn't. You could spend the blue asset down on warfare, though, to just build one of your ships, to build whether your PDS or your cruiser. But I'm kind of jumping around sheets a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll come back to that. All right.
Yeah.
Which sheet do you want to go to next? Industry?
Well, actually, I want to highlight.
Okay.
I want to highlight one more symbol on expansion sheet that we're going to see again. This person talking. I'm looking at this one. I've just marked off.
Oh, like a little chat bubble. Okay.
Chat bubble. Yeah, that's basically that's a counselor. That's the way you'll claim additional votes on industry. But again, we'll come back to that.
Hey, Edward, he says it's space bingo. Yeah, a little bit.
It's definitely it's got some space bingo vibes to it. I'll say it in English one of these days.
Yes, we have to be careful using the erase button. I will just have to, once we actually start the game, if you use the erase button, it erases everything.
Yeah, so we'll just have to erase
and mine. So we don't want to worry. We're going to have to be careful what we do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for you guys at home joining us, you can see when we're outside the player boards, it gives us this nice thin line. Whenever we go to the player boards, it makes it really big and thick. And we have not been able to figure out why it's doing that. And we haven't been able to figure out how to get around it. So if any of you are tabletop simulator experts and you have a suggestion, let us know in the chat if you come and watch live.
I was going to say we're listening, but now,
absolutely.
But now I want to come down to warfare next.
Warfare, killing one another.
Yeah, so this is where we're going to resolve our war events when they come up. You can build your different. You can see your different units here that you can build. You can always deploy an infantry, which is just a 1-dot unit on the board. You've got your personal defense systems. You've got your cruisers. Your dreadnoughts and your war sons are more powerful, but you can't unlock those until you get the specialty, until you spend the specialty assets. So say you claim one of the red resources, one of the red specialty assets on expansion, you'd spend it here, and then you could unlock the ability to build your dreadnought. Similarly, with the green asset, you'd unlock the ability to build your war son. And the way you resolve wars is how many of these nodes you have covered on each side. So say I have...
Okay, so basically there's a line down the middle. Everything on the left attacks the player to your left, and everyone on the right attacks the player to the right.
Yep.
All right.
Gotcha. And there's a special way we'll use for a 2-player game to determine what side the Ottoman is on for each player.
I gotcha. Mike Butter Jelly's here. He says he's going to take a look and see if he can figure out what's going on with that. That'd be awesome, Mike. I know he's really good with Tabletop Simulator. But like I said, it has nice thin lines when we're not on the player boards. But whenever we go to the player boards, it like makes the lines super big.
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
All the player boards is not just our player boards; it's all the player boards.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the butt. All right. So basically what we're doing here is we're connecting dots together. And once we connect the dots in these shapes, then we've unlocked that unit.
No. Okay. So when you spend your resources, when you complete a line similar to what you did on expansion, then you're able to build the unit. So if I'm looking at my cruiser, once I clear all 3 of those pink resources, I'll earn the victory point, and then I can build my cruiser wherever I want it.
Okay, when you build your cruiser, then you draw that line on your thing somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so this cruiser would be like a 3 straight, so we would just basically 1, 2, 3 like that.
You wouldn't be able to deploy it in the nodes marked in red, though. So you have to deploy your cruiser, say here, here, say here, 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 and connect the 3 of them together like that. One other thing to note,
I guess.
Actually, a few things to note on warfare as well. You'll see on each side of the war, you've got a resource to the above each strength and below each strength. If you win the war on that side, you get the resource on that side. If you lose, you obviously suffer the penalty on that side. And also, we'll be drawing lines on the warfare sheet. That's called the deployment line. And once you resolve a war at that deployment level, you can't build anything below that line. So once we draw this first line, you wouldn't be able to resolve anything below that deployment line, again, unless an ability says otherwise.
Okay. And how does that line get drawn?
when a war event comes out of the event deck.
Okay, so
It'll
like
say-
this. So basically, like this first area here is going to be the first war.
Yep.
And then this section is going to be the second war. This is going to be the third war, and this will be like the fourth war.
And that'll be the final war, which will end the game, and we'll go into end game scoring after that.
So all right. I got you. All right, sort of. I think I understand. Oh, sort of.
That'll probably make more sense as we get to playing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
See
I was going to say our last sheet here is industrial.
Industry.
So here's where those commodities. Where those commodities that we were claiming on navigation come into play. Specifically, I'm looking at this industry chart down here. So say you claim one of these circle resources up on navigation. You'd come, I've got it marked there horribly, but of course it's so thick. You'd come down here and claim the leftmost.
Okay.
Claim the leftmost resource on that industry chart.
Okay.
And then those will actually
yellows. There's what are these? We'll call this a yellow circle, a blue diamond, and a red
triangle.
Triangle. Okay.
So similarly,
so this is +1 dice. Is that what that does?
No, that's +1 trade good. So once you unlock that, when an industry event comes out, you'll claim +1 trade good on the trade goods chart.
And where's the trade good chart?
Trade goods are right down here.
Okay.
Which those can be spent.
Trade goods. So if you would gain a trade good, then you mark off like a trade good there.
You mark that. Yeah, you'll mark that off once the industry event comes out. You won't just claim it right away.
Okay. All right. Sure. If you say so, sure.
And then also on the industry chart, similar to how we were claiming resources on expansion earlier, you can fill up your rows to get victory points on those. And then remember how I mentioned the counselors back up on expansion?
Was the game name just ID Jester?
I think so.
Just Mike, just look for ID Jester, and when it asks you for the password, I'll put the password in. I can't remember what I put it. Oh, TI, right?
Yeah.
So it's just lowercase TI is the password if you want to come in.
Well, while we wait for him, we can kind of continue poking around with industry. So I've touched on the industry chart. I was just going through the counselors, how we claim those.
There you go. Mike is right. So hit the minus key, and then looks like we can get them down to normal sizes. Hit the minus key like 100 times. Yeah, it looks much better. Thanks, Mike. A little bit easier now. It doesn't take up half the thing. The minus
much
key.
Better. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Oh, look how thin it is over here.
Beautiful.
But it's that'll be better than what it was doing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. All right, so coming back to industry, the way this works is when you spend a resource here, you'll have to scrap something adjacent. So that'll mean crossing it out, which means you can't claim it. The claim is a circle, and you just activate the appropriate resource on the industry chart. Once again, we've got our guild ships here, our focus assets floating around. Then we've got these double resources, so something like down here.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you advance 2 on whatever commodity track you're.
And that says track down here.
Yep, down here in the industry chart.
Yeah, okay. But you can only get to those once you've marked off ones from the center.
Yes, so you couldn't go. So at the start of the game, you couldn't go straight to the guild ship, for instance. Actually, if Mike's wanting to try this game, we could probably just invite him and make it a lot easier and just run a 3-player game.
Yeah, Mike, if you want to jump in, buddy, come on in. Yeah, if you got time and you wanna join us, come on in, Mike. I can send you the link to the StreamYard. You can join us on StreamYard.
I can also touch a little bit as well on how the solo game is going to be a little bit different. Although if you're watching my videos on TI on Twilight Inscription, you probably have a rough idea by this point of how it works. But that's basically the general idea. We'll sit tight on.
Oh, he doesn't have time tonight. Okay, sorry.
I noticed that.
Maybe next time, Mike. I was just going to send you an email, but it doesn't look like he's got time tonight. Oh, brother.
That's all good.
That would have been good. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll have to schedule a time, Mike. It's okay, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. What were you saying? I was trying to email him.
I don't even remember. I think I was explaining something on the industry chart, but does industry kind of roughly make sense to you?
Yeah, it all kind of does. I mean, the little bit that I know of the game and what you've went through so far, obviously, I'm probably going to have a lot of questions and stuff. But yeah, let's just go ahead and how do we get started?
We flip over our first event immediately. Well, actually, first thing we should probably do is pick out our factions.
Let's do that. So, what do we normally do? How do you normally get them? Just
I normally just
the faction. You get a random one. Whatever.
I was gonna say I normally just shuffle them up and grab a random faction.
All right, do that. But give me the best one, of course.
All right, let's see if we can pull from the bottom. I'm trying to remember how you drop in.
Just flip them over. Flip them over.
Oh.
No. There you go.
All right, I will give you that one.
All right. I will be the. Let's see. I am the clan of Sar. I have salvage set up for each system. Draw one scavenge icon on one unexplored hyperlane connected to that system. When you trace over a hyperlane that has a scavenge icon, claim one. That's the trade resource, right?
Trade. Yep.
Okay, and then my special abilities, Raleigh's Call. Unlock one focus die on a sheet that has the fewest focus die unlocked.
All right, and I'm playing.
I don't know what any of that means. That's all right. We'll get to it here in a second. Go ahead. Let's see what your guy's doing.
My special ability, I'm the Mentak Coalition. My special ability is Pillage. After I win a war, I claim one additional trade good. During production events, I claim an additional trade good. And when my guild ship comes up, I have Ambush to deploy 2 cruisers.
What? The Mentak, they're like in the Dune universe, man. What's up with that?
You're probably thinking of the Mentat.
Take my jokes away. All right, I got you. All right, I see how you're going to treat me.
I gotta do something.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Well, good to know I'm good for something. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. I think we can probably move all
we can move all that out of the way.
And I think we're ready to rock and roll. Last thing we have to do, though, is actually determine what side the autumn is on for each of us. So I guess I'll be the speaker since I know kind of what I'm doing with this.
Sure.
All right, so determining the neighbor, I just need 1 black die for that.
All right.
Only 1. All right, so with a roll of that, the speaker is going to be my left neighbor, your right neighbor. So
the third player is between my right and your left.
Yes.
So you're on my left. The AI is on my right.
Right, so I think the way I want to configure this is I'm going to make a note over here to the side of my player board. So it's going to be speaker, Phoenix, Jester, speaker. Actually, I think I want to do it like that and see if I can move it a little bit.
Grab the hand, maybe. No. Maybe you need to be in text to move it. Nope.
I'm just going to retype it so it's a little easier to see.
Okay.
So it's going to be speaker. Oh, it's going to run right into that, run right into that void. So I'm going to put it up here by the Mechatol Rex sheet.
All right.
I just got to find a good spot for it. Speaker, Phoenix, Jester, speaker. So we know what side everybody's on to each other.
Okay.
All right, then I think we are pretty much set to go there. Any other questions before we jump in?
Yeah, what the hell explain this setup? It says for each system, draw a set. What is this? Well, let's start with the most important question. What is a salvage icon? What does that look like?
The scavenge icon is actually right there on your character sheet. So,
so it's a square box. So is that out here anywhere?
No, you're gonna have to draw that on your sheets. So for each planetary system on your version of it, on your exploration sheet, you're gonna take each of your planetary systems and draw one of that scavenge icons on a hyperlane connected to that system. And when you trace over that,
the scavenge icon on one unexplored hyperlane connection. Oh, so I choose one of these planets. Is that what you're saying?
For each of the planetary icons on your copy of expansion, you're going to draw that icon on one of the hyperlanes connected to it. So if you look at this planetary icon right here,
all right,
you see there are two hyperlanes connected to it.
Yes.
You're going to draw that scavenge icon on one of those, and you're going to do that for every planetary asset on your navigation sheet.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's a lot of work. You realize that, right?
Don't yell at me.
Holy crap. You're the guy that gave me that. So like this.
Yep.
And then like this.
Yep.
And then like that.
Yep.
Like this.
Yep.
Let's go that way. Let's go. Let's see. Which way we want to probably go like this. And like this. And there.
Yep.
Is that it?
That should be all of them on navigation. So
right.
that now
we can't use the eraser anymore now.
Right. So when you draw over one of those hyperlanes, you claim a trade good.
Okay, so what about the one I already got? Do I get a trade good for that one?
I think you would actually.
Or do you want me to move that down here on this?
Yeah. Why don't you move that down just so we don't get ourselves.
Let me erase this one then. There we go. You can use the eraser, like the little eraser, but you can't use the trash button.
Yep.
Okay.
I got it.
Right. So I'm just going to move that down to this there, like that. Okay. All right.
Now we can use the individual eraser, Edward, but we can't use there's a tool in TTS to erase everything that we can't use.
You cannot change your pen into an eraser. Yeah, we can change it into eraser. Yeah. It's just easier to do it this way, but it wipes out everything. Well, that's not going to work for us anymore. Okay, so I did that. All right, so now whenever I trace over a hyperlane that is a scavenge icon, I get to claim one
trade good. That'll be down here on industry.
My call is unlock one focus die on a sheet that has the fewest focused. Okay, so whenever that little special comes up, then I can. I got it. All right, I got it. All right, I got it.
All right. So if there are probably going to be a lot of questions as we keep playing, but we should also.
I'm sure. All right. So what's this up at the top?
Those are our special objectives that we can potentially claim.
Are they the same every time, or are they random?
They'll be randomized every time.
Okay. So what do we have?
So in this case, on our navigation sheet, we have an objective of Mercantilist. Claim the Mechatol Rex system and both neighbor asset systems. The first player to do that will get 7 victory points. Any subsequent will get 4, and the AI will be fighting us on that as well. Then we've got Technocrat on expansion to claim 1 of each specialty asset on expansion, 7 and 4 as well. Sourcing expert on industry, we have 10 scrap spaces. Once again, 7 and 4. Then for United Front on warfare, Mark all 10 nodes in 2 rows. That one's a 9 and 5.
Mark all 10 nodes on 2 rows. Jeez. Okay, let's see how it goes.
Right.
We'll probably only get a couple cards in, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Well, our first card, the way it'll work is we'll flip over a card. It'll have starting resources on it. We'll designate a sheet as active, spend those resources on it. Then I'll roll the dice and we'll spend the black resources, and along with any focus dice you get to pay attention to. So let's flip over our first card. We're starting off with First Ventures, and there's even a handy little reference. Choose an active sheet and spend your 3 pink resources. Then I'll roll the dice and we'll spend the resources on the dice.
All right. So we have to select our sheet.
Yep.
Right? Now, do we announce what sheet we're doing?
No, that's technically supposed to be kept hidden. But it's going to be hard to do on TTS.
Yeah, I'm going to know what you're doing. I'm watching you. No. So are we doing this now?
Yep.
All right. So because it's a pink, I get to explore an adjacent system.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to... Oh, shoot. I got that on. Darn it. I got to take it off. Put this... put the eraser out there. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to explore. We got 3 of these.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. All right, so I've crossed over 2 of my boxes, so I should get 2
2 trade goods.
2 trade nodes. So how do I do this?
So on your industry sheet, you'll come down to trade goods and you'll circle 2 of the trade goods.
Circle them.
Yep.
That just shows that I have them. I haven't spent them, right?
Right. You'd cross them off to spend them, and you can
Once
spend them as one.
then you put a big X through it or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
and you can spend them as one resource of any type on whatever sheet you're on. One thing to note, and one reason you might want to sit on them, is at the end of the game, 2 trade goods are worth a victory point.
Okay. All right.
So now I will give these a roll, and we'll spend the resources on the black dice.
On the same sheet we were on.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this case, the resources that we have that are relevant for us, I'm going to move the black dice down. We'll bring the focus dice out of the way.
Okay. So we're spending a blue, claim a system, a blue, claim a system, and a red, which is explore and adjacent.
Yep.
All right. So I get to claim a system. I get to claim a system. And I get to explore an adjacent, which will be this one, which I got another trade good. Look at me go. I am loaded for bear. I have probably already won the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I spent my 3.
All right, our next card, Echoes of the Past. So we've got 1 of each this time.
Now 1 of each. A red, a blue, and a green.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I want to do expansion. So first thing, I have 2 planets. So I got to. Is there something I got to do special to claim these planets, or I can just claim any one?
You can just claim any one of the planets.
And then when I do, I mark it off that I claimed it by just putting an X through the planet.
Yep.
All right. So, I don't know. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Do I want to go for these resources? This planet's very easy to get resources up here. It's only got... Now, is there something... What's this Hadrus? Like, it's only 2 to get these resources at the top. Huh?
What are you looking at?
This planet. How do I do the little pointy thing?
Probably
little,
tab on it.
Is it tab?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at this planet right here. So like you get these resources at the top, it's only 2, right?
Yeah.
Compared to this planet down here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 to get those resources.
Mm-hmm.
So is there an advantage over choosing?
It all depends on what you're looking to do with them.
Well, that's the thing is, what do these little icons do again?
So those are the
green one. What does this little green one do?
Those are the specialty assets that you might be able to use, that you'll be able to use elsewhere to claim special effects, like your ability to unlock your higher powered units, or potentially on industry to be able to claim your stronger production assets.
No idea. So what do we have? We have a red, blue, and a green.
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna claim this planet, right? Oh, that's a line. I don't want a line. I want a pen. I'm gonna claim this planet and the name, and then I'm gonna mark off that I've used that planet. And then I have red, blue, and a green. Right?
Yep. Have you spent all your resources now?
No, I just got to this.
Okay.
Red, blue, green. All right, now I'm done.
Okay. Now we'll roll the dice and we'll get to spend those resources.
Okay.
3 blue.
3 blue. 3 blue. One, 2, 3. All right, I spent my 3 blue. Why, that was exciting. Marking these off. Whew. All right. Now what? That's it?
I'm just finishing up with something because I actually got my guild ship.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cheating. You can't be doing that.
Next card up. We've got a fledgling empire. We've got 2 blue.
Do we have to do something for the AI though?
Oh, yes, we did actually.
Yes, we did, didn't we? Yes, we did.
Yeah. So we get that, and that. Let me see if I can double back and remember what the roll was for the first turn.
Or just roll them again. That's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the easiest thing to do.
And don't worry. Yeah, just roll them again. And
yeah, I guess that same thing again. So you might notice on the AI sheet that their wars are getting stronger and they're making progress toward our goals as well.
Sure. Yep. Gotcha.
So I'll explain more about how that comes into play when we get to that. So we're coming back to fledgling empire once again.
All right, so that is our third card.
Yes.
That is 2 blue.
2 blue.
And blue is claim 1 unmarked spot adjacent. Yeah, all right, let's do that. And how do I use these resources again?
Those resources are the trade goods? Or are you looking at
the trade goods? Yeah. How do I?
The trade goods, you'd spend those as one of any type, or sit on them until the end of the game to spend to get 1 victory point per 2 you have unspent.
So blue here allows me to claim an unmarked space adjacent to a scrapped. What's a scrapped space?
It's one you cross off that you aren't claiming.
Okay. And we got 2 blues?
Yep.
1, 2. Oh, did I cross them off or circle them?
You'd circle them if you're claiming them.
Oh, no. Head. All right, so I'm going to claim them. Claim them. 2 blue. I did my 2 blue.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll the dice. I'll do the Automata stuff first so I don't forget. So they get a double blue, green, and another pink. And now we get 2 blue and a green to spend on whatever sheet we made active. I think we both made the same sheet active.
2 blue and a green.
That. Wait. Oh, don't have that.
All right, I'm going to claim that. What was it? 2 blue and a green?
2 blue and a green.
Let's do this. Yeah, it does the same thing. All right, so what do these diplomats do?
They give you an additional vote during the agenda events during the council events when those come up.
All right, now I circled my special power. How do I activate that?
So you did unlock one of your guild ships?
Yeah, right here.
So on one of your sheets that has the fewest focus dice unlocked, which right now they're all tied for 0, you unlock a focus die.
Yeah, I don't know what each of them do, but let's go warfare. I'll unlock the red die. All right, and then I cross it off. Oh, whew, excuse me.
Right.
That I used it.
Yep.
All right.
I can't do anything with the 2 blue because with the other 2 blue, actually with the other 2 claims, because they have to be adjacent to scrapped spaces, and all I got are claims right now. So that brings us into our first stage 2 event. Relics rediscovered with a green.
Green, huh?
Yes, Edward, there's always an AI for 2 players. The AI stops being relevant to the game at 3.
Yeah, you need a minimum of 3 people, so. Or, I guess you need an AI if you have 1 or 2 people, yes.
Yep.
Let's see. What did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Was it green? It was a green?
Yeah, it was a green.
So green, what does a green do me? Anything?
Depends on which sheet you're on.
I'm on my warfare sheet.
Green would let you do. You can always deploy infantry for 1 resource.
Yeah, or I can hope we get some more reds. Reds or reds?
That's an option too.
Now, green up here would get me fleet logistics.
That would let you start working toward fleet logistics.
Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to mark off one of these. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and flip up a thing. Yep, I'm ready.
Well, it's going to be rolling next.
Oh, yeah, roll. Whatever.
All right. The Ottoman gets that, that, and that.
All right. And that is a blue.
That's 2 blue and a pink.
2 blue and a pink.
And if you've got any focus dice unlocked, you can pay attention to the appropriate color.
Oh, I do have a red. I could have done that last time too.
Were you on warfare last time?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's still the same time.
You wouldn't be able to pay attention.
Oh, yeah, right. You know, the first time, right, it was just the cards, so I wouldn't get the dice. Right, now I would. Now I get the die. I get the die. What is that? That's two something.
That's 2 pink, so you'd be able to spend that as extra pink.
Yeah, I like that. All right. 2 pinks. We're going 2 pinks. And then what else? What do we roll? 2 blue and a pink?
2 blue and a pink.
So we got blue and pink. I got blues and pinks. I got 3 pinks. All right. So what is this here? What is that tab right there?
That is one of your specialty resources. So if you unlock a blue asset on one of your other sheets, you can just spend it here to just be able to build a cruiser for that resource.
So I got 3 reds. 1, 2, 3. So I claim this by circling it, and then do I put it on the board yet or no?
Your cruiser, yes, you would put that on the board right away.
All right, that's going to be down the bottom.
Well, you can put it anywhere. We haven't advanced the deployment line yet.
But our first fight's going to come in the bottom.
Yes.
And the AI is to my right?
The AI is to your right, my left.
Yeah. All right, so if I just draw 3 little things, 1, 2, 3. Now, I have to start from the center line?
What? Hang on. Let me. Not necessarily. You can actually deploy units partly into another conflict.
Okay, and then crossing over this little 1 star thing. What is that?
Will give you 1 victory point. That's at the end of the game.
Okay. All right, so that was 3, and I have a blue yet that I still haven't done anything with. So let's.
While you're doing that, I'll answer Edward's question about 2 AI for solo play. No, there's just the 1 for completely solo play.
Let's go. Blue, huh? All right. Cross off that blue. All right. So I did my blue and my reds. That's all I have, right? Okay.
Our next event, border conflict. Advance the deployment line, then resolve a war against each neighbor using the sections immediately below the deployment line.
Okay, so this is where the things happen.
Yep.
All right, so
cross off the rest of that for The AI, actually, the AI has a strength of 4. Remember, the AI is to your right, my left. So on my left war, which is against the AI, I have a strength of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How do you know what your strength is?
Number of nodes you have filled on each side.
Okay. So I have 3 and 0 against you. So when you lose the war, okay, so we lose the victory point here. And
Yep.
I'm going to
So
lose the 2 victory points. Good job. All right. Yeah.
All right. So against the speaker, or against the AI, I have a strength of 6 to their 4, which means I win the war on my left side. That gives me that resource. And I believe whenever I win a war, I can claim a trade good. And then I have a strength of 5 to you're on my right. So what do you have on your left side?
Nothing.
All right, then I win that war as well, which gives me access to that. And I get to claim another trade good. All right, that was our first war event. So now we can't deploy anything below the first deployment line.
Yep.
And for our next event,
is there Edward's asking, is there 2 AI for solo play?
no, there isn't. That was the question I was answering earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Our next event is a strong foundation with 2 blue on it.
Well, 2 blue, huh?
Yep.
That's going to give me this planet. And this. What is this thing?
Which thing are you looking at?
This
that's one of your resources that you can mark off on the industry chart. So if you come down to industry.
So do I mark that off now or do I wait?
Yes, you would mark that off now.
So I just mark off a spot? Oh,
mark off the leftmost spot.
Yeah. Boom. And so that's just building over to get victory points?
Yes.
Same thing with the red, the blue, and the yellow.
Yep.
Now, what is this? You got to get all the ones in the column to get the bonus at the bottom. Is that what that is? Okay, I got you. And what's the row in the top?
Which row on the top are you? Oh, that's your extra votes for the council events.
Okay, when do we claim those?
When a council event comes out of the event deck.
Okay.
All right, all set.
I did my 2 blues, yes.
Okay. Then we'll roll these to get our extra resources. All right.
And I have 2 blue. That's and a red. Oh, brother. So I will go there, get another planet, and get 2 more victory points. I can't claim anything else.
All right, all set?
Yep.
All right, our next event is redefine trade goods. Claim 1 trade good on industry for each +1 trade good icon in your industry chart.
So what in English this time? Our industry chart, what does that mean?
So your industry chart at the bottom of your sheet on industry.
Yeah.
So down here.
Yeah.
For every +1 trade good icon you have unlocked, you would claim 1 trade good.
Oh, well, we don't have any.
All right, so that event's done, which means our next one, Toward a New Home.
See, okay,
Wrong.
see, this is what I didn't understand. Like, you've got some of your things under trade goods highlighted, right?
Yeah.
Where is it? Down here, right? This button right there.
Yep.
Okay, so you got those from this board?
No, I got one from here. I mean, well, yes, I did get one from this board, but I have a special ability that whenever I win a war, I claim an additional trade. I claim one trade good.
That's not. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm saying is when you circle things here, are you supposed to be marking them off here?
Yes.
Okay, well, see, I didn't do any of that. So I didn't get any victory points. I didn't do anything. So you have to be a little more clear on that stuff.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's not your fault. So like all this stuff that I've circled, like I have this one, right? I got a blue one. I've got 2 red ones. So is that 2 or is that first one not a red one?
Those are actually your votes you're looking at right now.
Yeah, I've got 2 votes unlocked here.
So you should have these lines. Oops, not that marker. So there's 2 lines under there's blank spaces under the votes.
Okay, so this first thing is not a thing. It's just these here.
It's just the default essentially.
Okay, so that's just okay. So those things. See, I think I'm getting. I'm circling things. I'm doing things. I'm just not. I'm not. How do I put this? Interacting with anything else because I don't know that I should be doing that. I guess is my point. Like the trade goods and stuff. I mean, they're sitting there not doing anything. All these things up here that I've marked off, they're not. I haven't marked anything off. I haven't crossed anything. Right? Should I have been crossing anything off?
Just taking a look.
Like when I clean these things, should I have done anything with them?
Are you looking at claiming the victory points or the?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. All I've done is circle things because that's what I was told to do.
So you don't actually cross off the planet assets, for example, until you actually spend them on your expansion sheet.
Okay.
Then as far as the commodities that you're claiming, those get circled on the industry chart after you claim those. And those go toward your victory points, your trade goods, or your counselors go toward your votes.
But I haven't claimed any of these. I've got just planets. I do have this one red thing though. So that should be marked down here somewhere.
Which?
This red one, right? Let's see if I can click on it right there.
Yeah, that should be on your industry chart, which it looks like it is.
Okay, so that's the one I did mark off.
Yep. Looks like everything is pretty much...
So I should mark this off there.
Looks like everything's pretty much good, I think. You've got your blue marked off, your circle. Yeah, I think everything's pretty much good here.
Okay. So this is 3 red.
Yep. I think we're going to go like this.
Let's go, I guess, 1, 2, 3, red. And with would you say I could not put it over this, or I could do it over these? This mark here, what's that?
That's a mark on the population track. Yes, you could put it over that.
Okay.
The ones you can't deploy over are these nodes, the ones that are marked in red like this.
1, 2, 3. So when I get this population node, where does that go?
You'll circle that on your expansion sheet.
Okay, so just circle that over there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm good.
And I will go ahead and roll the dice. All right, the Automa gets
the red. The red.
That doesn't do anything for them.
The red is a red. So the red on here you can't cover with anything, or just the ships?
The red on there you can't cover with anything.
So what is the purpose of the red?
To block you and make your life a little bit harder for deploying. Just deploy strategically around them.
All right, so what did you end up rolling?
I rolled one of each.
Okay.
I did the Automa stuff already.
So I got red, a green. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Shoot. Wrong way. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I still have a stupid blue, which I could then put there. Mark that second blue off. That gives me something a little more interesting. Yes, I'm coming for you this time, mister. I'm going to murder you.
Well, let's get our next event before we deal with that, shall we?
No, let's murder you now. Let's get the event of murder you.
Well, we're going to be convening the council for a claim +1 vote on industry for each unlocked +1 vote icon in your industry chart. Then flip and vote on the stage 2 agenda.
All right, English this time. Claim 1 something on industry for each unlocked +1 icon.
So for each, let me drop that for a second. So
so I missed this last time because I had this row filled in.
So for each, that's trade goods. We're going to be looking at votes. So for each little line you have marked.
When we did this other card like 3 cards ago, because I didn't have. Remember when we just said this? I didn't have these things checked on here, so I didn't get credit for the trade good that I should have got traded.
Oh, right.
From this card, where is it? Hang on.
It was the industry event that we had earlier, but I see what you're saying.
This one here, right? So I didn't have marked that at the time, so I didn't know I should be getting those things until you're like, "Oh, look, I got 16 of them." I'm like, "You cheating bastard." So, anyways, back to this card now, which is this one here, right?
Yep. So everything.
So claim 1 something on industry for each unlock +1 icon on your industry charts.
So you're looking down here. You're looking down here at this row where I'm pinging right now.
Okay.
You're claiming a vote. You're claiming 3 votes.
Why am I claiming 3?
Because you've got 3 of them marked off.
No, I only have 2. That one's not my mark. That's you.
Well, you should have. Oh, I thought you had. Well, there was the 1 default, and then you claimed 2.
I have 2 from here. That's all I have. It's those 2.
Well, there's also 1 at the start of the game that both of us get.
We got. Is that what that partially filled in one was?
Yeah, that first one does come pre-filled on all of the sheets. In fact, I'll show you on.
That's all right. I believe you.
You can see it's filled in on the pre-existing.
Okay, I got you. All right. I think there's more stuff that got filled in that I didn't know.
Right, so you claim 3 votes on industry.
And so I get what?
You get 3. So
here, 1, 2,
yes,
3.
There. Yep. And we're gonna flip and vote on the stage 2 agenda.
Where is that? It's a different deck. Okay, I gotcha.
That's what I'm working on now. The way you do it in the solo game is it's a special way you do that.
How many votes you got?
Huh?
How many votes you got?
I've got 5 to throw at this if I think I need them.
Well, so how do you get 5? You don't even have the spots filled in.
I got 3 from being the first to claim Mechatol Rex.
You got 3?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right.
So there's 2 ways we want to do this. We draw the first agenda with the pass effect visible. In this case, we're looking at technology embargo. The player who casts the most pass votes chooses a technology on navigation. All players cross out that technology. It can't be used for the rest of the game. Or the fail will be something good, and that's one without a star on the card. The next one needs to be with, which this one is. On expansion, each player may cross out 1 resource on each space dock. So then we cast our votes depending on which agenda we want to go off. Then the AI will roll a die after that, plus to cast an additional number of votes based on the die roll. So each player who casts more votes than the AI resolves
on expansion. Each player. What's on expansion? What does that mean on expansion?
So on your expansion sheet.
Okay, on expansion sheets, each player may cross out 1 resource icon in each space dock.
So the space docks
down here.
Yeah, the space docks are down here toward the bottom third of the sheet.
So you could mark off a red, a blue, or a green.
Yep. So we know the AI is casting at least 3 votes because that's what their leftmost uncovered value is. So you decide how many votes you're going to cast on the agenda. Then I'm going to roll the die, and then for each player who casts more votes than the automa will get the good effect, which is the one marked with the star. I believe, yep. Then each player who didn't cast has to deal with the negative, which is not marked with a star.
The AI is going to have how many votes?
At least 3 plus a die roll.
A die, like
it'll be a black die roll.
D6 or okay.
It'll be one of the black dice.
Okay, and so there's 1 resource. There's 2. What? How many are we talking?
So the way they determine that is actually it's very convenient that there's 1 die of each color up. So the pink resource would be no extra votes. The blue die would be an extra 1 vote, and the green would be an extra 2.
Okay.
So you cast a number of votes based on if you think the automa can beat your roll.
Well, I mean, we can both vote 5.
Which actually I think I'm going to do.
Huh?
I said I think I'm going to do that.
All right, so we're secretly writing this number down. What are we doing?
Yes, we're secretly writing the number of votes that we're casting down.
On a sheet of paper, or
just on, there's actually space on your industry sheet for it. Right here.
I got you. All right. Okay.
Then I'll roll a die to determine how many votes the AI is actually casting at this. So the AI is casting 4 votes at this. As long as we cast more than the Automa, we both get the star effect, which is a good outcome.
Which is
on expansion sheet, each of us can cross off a resource on each space dock.
Okay. On expansion. Cross off a red, a blue, and a green.
Yep.
But I could have been claiming this stuff already, though. That's what's because I've unlocked see, this is where
the card will say when you're able to claim the resources. It'll only come up when the respective event.
I've had these planets for the longest time. I've had 4 planets. I could have claimed every one of those a long time ago. While you were going over to Menethol Rex, I was claiming planets. Right? So I could have done this like years ago, and I could have had an extra green, an extra red, and an extra blue. But I just don't know what I should be doing with these things. That's, I guess, the biggest problem I have with this.
And some of that's just going to come with playing the game a few times.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's because I mean that's like wasted resources. If I would have, I mean, I could have claimed I had 2 of those planets the first turn. Like I could have had an extra blue and a green or red die every time I could have been using them. I could have been getting extra bonuses, right?
Yeah.
So instead of like right now, they're just sitting there doing nothing for me. Like I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 more planets just sitting there waiting for me to claim. Right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, doesn't seem like a wise thing to just let these planets just sit there. They don't do anything but sit there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I missing something? So
no.
I should have as soon as I claimed a planet, I should have marked something off to get an extra die. It's what I should have done.
Probably. In fact, I think on the next round, I'm going to be doing that as well. So we good to move to the next event?
The learning curve of this seems a little like the learning curve of Hadrian's Wall. What should a newbie focus on or stay away from when unlocking? Yeah, that's the whole thing is when you unlock a thing, right? Should you use that resource or should you wait? Should you have it in the bank so that you can use it later on?
Right.
Experience with the game should help. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just it's frustrating when it's like you're already at Mercantile Rex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you kind of beelined over there. While you were doing that, I was claiming all these planets instead of going over here. So I mean, you got a super cool bonus and a reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to claim 7 victory points. You also got 3 faction things. So I mean, you got super cool reward, right? For me, I've got nothing so far. I got these planets that are doing nothing. So it's one of these things of, okay, so why wouldn't I have gone just for a minute? Why wouldn't I have gone right for the planet as well? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm asking? It's
yeah.
like I didn't go for the planet so I can get these other planets, but right now these other planets are not doing anything for me other than I've circled them and I can unlock them next time.
Right.
So maybe it's good to show people how not, inexperienced. All right, go ahead. Let's go to the next thing.
And again, a lot of this is going to come from the School of Hard Knocks. We've got border defense, so 2 blue to start with.
Like no and no. Okay, I'm ready.
That's not what I wanted. There we go. I had.
I mean, there is a really good tutorial when you open the box in this and you're playing solo and it says do this, do this, do this, and you just kind of learn as you play through the game. And it shows you, oh, when you click on this, you will then, mark this off on your other sheet. At this time, use this planet because you're not wanting to let it just sit there and do nothing for you. These are the things that, these are the important things. All right, what are we doing? Are we waiting on you?
Well, I'm getting ready to roll, but before I do that, I'll answer Edward's. I'll answer Edward's question, where the 4 player boards, and on the side we're playing on, the player sheets are all identical, but there's a side where everybody has different objectives. Yeah, and yes, he's also right that
the B side. So
yeah,
if you unlock this, you can see there's A side of all these boards, and on the A side it's completely random, so everybody will have a different A board. And same thing goes with the other side of each of the other boards. So this will be completely random if that's what you're looking for. Yes.
Yeah. Generally, for learning games, they advise that everybody uses the B boards.
To be in kind of normal side. All right.
Yeah. And it's the same for everybody. All right, so 2 pink and a blue.
2 pink and a blue. All right, so finally I can get my blue. So now I've got blue, which gives me my red. And I just unlock that on another sheet.
Yep.
So I guess let's go here. And then I got 2 reds, which is going to be this one and this one, which gives me another speaker. So I'm going to cross the speaker off because I'm going to cross the speaker off down there. All right. What else? Is that it?
That'll be it in a second. I'm just doing a few things here.
Oh, Edward, I'm glad you're here asking questions, because this is what this series is all about, is having people come and ask questions so the person that knows what they're doing can help us out and teach us how to play. And so what are these things up here? We never really, I don't know if we talked about this, these sections up at the top here.
So that's actually a resource tracker that Fantasy Flight put in with the game, where you can track how many resources you have for a given turn. So after the dice,
okay, so you can mark off, I got 3 red and 2 blue to spend or whatever. Yep. Okay, I got you. Okay.
All right, so our next event, which I just flipped.
Oh, you flipped? I haven't flipped. Oh my gosh.
When diplomacy fails, so we have another war coming up.
Uh-oh. I'm going to murder you.
That was early for that to come up. The Automa has a strength of 3.
I have a strength of 3. So what happens when you tie?
You essentially get the lose reward.
Oh, come on. That's bullshit.
So
for you, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 against you. And measly 4.
I have a 0 on my right side. So I lose that.
So I get my special ability. right? Is that what that symbol is?
Yes.
Okay. Which is unlock a focus die in a sheet with the fewest focus die unlocked. So I guess that'll be my industry sheet or expansion. Do I want green or do I want blue? I don't know. Which is the best die?
It depends on what resource you're after, because the blue die gives you extra cube resources. Green gives you the extra gives you the extra triangle resources, and the pink one gives you the extra N resources, essentially. I know they've got fancy names other than that, but that's what I've always called them.
You know, I'm gonna erase that. I think I'm gonna go with red. Yeah, we'll make it red. Why not? What can we do? What can we do?
I knew there was something else I was working on here.
So yeah, again, I got all these. I got these. These what are they? Trade goods, right? That's what they're called. I got these trade goods that are just sitting there. I know there were 2 victory points at the end of the game, but a trade good I can spend on other things too.
Yes, you can spend those as one trade good as one resource of any type on whatever sheet you're on.
Which, yeah, instead of waiting and see, that's where.
That's where you have to balance it out.
That's why I got screwed the first time, because I didn't have anything put out, because I only had certain things marked off on my warfare sheet, and I couldn't use my trade goods to finish those things off so that I could have put up a fight. Okay.
Ready for the next event?
No. Go ahead.
Technological frontier. We have a green to start with.
Green. What the hell does green do? Claim 1 unmarked space adjacent to a scrap space is what?
One you've crossed out.
Okay. Why wouldn't all these be crossed out?
Because some of those spaces.
Here. See, like. Oops, come on, what the hell? Right click. There. Like when you claim these things, like maybe I'm missing something. I'm completely confused about this. So help me out.
I'm double checking myself.
Because all right, so when I took this yellow one adjacent to the center, right? I circled it. And then you said it should be taking it and putting it down here.
Yep.
Right? So when I cross it off down here, should I cross it off here?
I don't think so.
So when do you cross it off of here?
When you scrap it. So when you spend a pink resource to scrap a space, you cross it off. That means you can't claim it.
So this one shouldn't be crossed off then.
Right.
Right? So you have to spend an action to basically cross it off. Oh wait, no, this is my special ability. So I didn't use my special ability. Space. Right?
Your special ability was to unlock a focus die on a sheet that has the fewest focus dice unlocked.
So when I did that, should I have crossed this off?
Probably.
Which I did do. I that's why I had it crossed off.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I used that one. But should I be crossing off these? Should I be crossing off these as well?
No. Those don't get crossed off because you've claimed those. You would cross the unmarked spaces off adjacent to a marked space. So either a scrapped or a claimed space you would cross off, but you can only claim next to a scrapped space. So you have to scrap something before you can start claiming again.
All right. What did you roll? Where? Let's start there.
We haven't rolled yet. We still
have a
have
green, right?
one green. Yeah.
We got a green and I got a red, but I can't use the red until we use the dice, right?
Right.
So green is claim one unmarked space adjacent to a scrap space. So I can claim. It says claim. So that just means circle.
Yes.
All right. When I circle this, should I be marking this off my sheet down here?
Yes.
Okay. So now I've got this trade good that I should circle here as well.
The trade good doesn't get circled until the industry event comes up. You don't actually claim the trade good right away. You have it available to be claimed when the industry event comes up.
Okay. All right. But it looks like Jester still has another special ability icon unlocked on his warfare sheet now. Yeah, so
you have another focus die that you can unlock on a sheet.
I'm
actually going to mark mine
so
off.
I think I did use that because I got 1, 2, I got 3. I have 1 that I got from this. I have 1 that I got from this. Where did I get the other one from? Oh, from filling out the sheet here. So I have 1 from there. I got 1 from there. And I got 1 from here. So I should have 3, and I have 1, 2, 3 marked off. So that's right. I'm okay. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
To be honest, I think this game would probably play much better solo. To be honest, because I think when you're playing against someone, and fortunately for us, I can see your board because we're playing on Tabletop Simulator. But if we were playing, you'd be just like, behind your little board, right, drawing your little thing and just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm done." And I mean, there was like, that's it then, right? I mean, there's like no, and then you just say, "Oh, I attack you for 5," and you say, "Oh no, I attack you for 6," and there's like no double checking. There's like no, am I right or am I wrong?
Well, technically, it's all supposed to be hidden when you're playing in person, but
okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can actually see what you're doing, which normally I wouldn't even be able to see that. That's why I'm saying it was just probably it's probably going to be a better solo experience because you don't have to worry about what I don't have to worry about what you're doing when I'm playing solo.
Right.
But when we're playing together, I do have to worry that you're not cheating me and you're not screwing me over and you're being mean and putting things like bad things against me. Like you have, look at all these things you got already in war. How did you get all that stuff in war? We just started this. That's where I would question. Like, what the hell are you doing? All right. So what do we got? I have you got 1 of each. And then I have a red. I have a double red. Right. So now it says scrapped 1 unmarked space adjacent to any unmarked space. Okay, so that's how to scrap is the red. All right. And then so I got 1 of each and then I got 2 red. That's crazy. So I can go, let's see here. Claim an unmarked space. Okay, I see how that works. I see. All right, so I completely messed that up. So the only way to expand out from the center is you have to start adjacent to the center,
Yep.
obviously, right? But
Mhm.
then you can't expand out from there unless you spend a red,
Yeah.
right? So like I couldn't have been able to build like the yellow and the blue and up there because I didn't have a red at the time. I don't believe I had. Maybe I did, but I was thinking red, blue, and green all did the same thing. That's not how. So like if I wanted to build in this space down here, oops, this one, right?
Mhm.
First thing I got to do is I got to scrap this one before I
Yeah.
can build there.
Yeah.
Because you can't build there until this is scrapped, right? Am I
Well,
reading it right?
what you'd have to do is you'd have to scrap there, you'd have to scrap that and then build out from there.
Do what?
You'd have to scrap here.
No, you can't. No, scrap. You have to scrap an unmarked. Oh, you have to scrap an unmarked space.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I wasn't even doing that wrong. Right. Okay, so you have to scrap here as a red, and then you can go blue,
Yep.
and then you would have to scrap here, and then you can go green like that.
Yep.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
So that makes much more sense. All right, that makes it a little bit more interesting because now I got red die, which is a double red, right? Is that what you rolled? Yes. I got one of everything, and then I have a double red.
We all good?
No, I haven't even started.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I had to redo and rethink. So how do you get out to these pieces out here?
You have to spend one of your specialty assets of that color. So if you unlock a green specialty asset, you'd spend it here and then come out to these and start on these double.
And what are those?
These ones? These are just double of the commodities. So you would get 2 of whatever commodity you cross off. So
when you cross them off,
or when you scrap or when you claim them.
That's okay. All right. Well, that's not okay. So let's go through this together. So let's make sure we're doing this right. So I have 3 red and a blue and a green.
Yep.
Is that right? I have a double red from this.
Yep.
Oops. And I have a red, a blue, and a green.
Yep.
Okay. So as a red, I need to X this out.
Yep.
And when I X that out, do I get to claim it or not?
No.
So I don't get to add that down here, right?
Right.
Or wherever. Okay. So that's the red. Now, if I decide I want to do a blue and I want to make blue let's make blue this one. I'm going to claim this spot.
Okay.
Do I need to spend? I don't need to spend blue on blue. It just so happens it's right.
Well,
so when I claim that spot, then I can mark this off down here.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So then, come on, stupid thing. So I can mark that off there.
Yep.
So that's my blue and a red. I still have 2 red, and I still have a green.
Yep.
So if I go red, I'm going to spend my green getting that.
Yep.
So that would give me that one like that.
Yep.
And then my red, I can X out this one.
Yep.
And I can X out this one.
Yep.
And that's how you do that. Okay, because that is not how I was doing it. I messed that up from the beginning. But now I think I completely understand it. And yeah, we can move on. But that's so hopefully everyone watching in the beginning didn't get messed up and go like, what the hell is Jester doing? Okay, no, wait. Before we continue, right?
Yep.
I have trade goods. I could use a trade good to mark off something, or no?
Yes. Well, what you do for a trade good is you'd spend it as one of any resource on whatever sheet you're active on. So you could spend one of your trade goods to get either a scrap of something or a claim if you're on industry.
So I could spend this to get a red, blue, or green.
Yes.
Okay.
Edward, to answer your question.
So let me ask you this question now, right?
Yeah.
So if I would, let's just say I do this. I'm just thinking strategy wise, okay?
Okay.
So if I decide to do that and I mark that off, right? Boom, I mark that off, and I get a green, and I can say, okay, I'm going to claim this red right here.
Yep.
Which would then allow me to mark off this red, which then would give me this down here.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything I did is correct. The problem is, when does this thing matter?
The +1 trade good?
Yes.
It's about to matter in a second because we've got it's when a production event comes up. It'll say
I guess that's my oh, come on, why can't I click on this X out? There we go. I got it, everyone. So there are going to be like production events, there's going to be wars, and they're going to be seen in every other card, every third card. What do we know?
It's roughly every other card. So we've had our stage. Actually, we have had our warfare event in stage 3. We're about to have our production event now. We should still have a council event coming up, if my memory serves me correctly, where we'll vote on another agenda.
All right, go ahead.
So now we claim 1 trade good on industry for each unlocked +1 trade good icon you have. Oops.
Okay, so this is the exact card I was looking for. Like, this is why I should do this ahead of time so I don't waste it. Because, like, right now I'm only going to get 2, right? But if I would have done what I was going to do and spend a trade good, spend that resource, and then unlock this, knowing that this was going to come up probably, I would have done that, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, all right. And like Edward said, I mean, that's all experience and learning and stuff, but it's also knowing like how the game is designed. If it's designed for this resource to come up every third or fourth or fifth time through the game, I should know that. It's just something that I know, so I prepare ahead of time and I say, oh, you know what? I haven't seen a war for like 4 turns. I'm due for a war. War is going to show up sooner or later.
Yeah.
Okay. So I should have. Okay. All right. So we have 2. So what are we getting for these resources?
So for every unlocked +1 trade good icon you have on your industry chart, which you have 2 right now, you'll claim 2 more trade goods in your trade.
So we're claiming more of these.
Yep.
Which is another reason why to unlock more of these, because now I would have had more of them going into the next round.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Follow up with a couple of questions from Edward before we move on. I have not played Hadrian's Wall yet. Probably hard to track down. And when production events come up, do you count the number of those trade good icons and circle that many? Yes, you do.
Look at that one. What do you think? What do you think?
I think it's killing your green screen. Well, I was going to say it was killing your green screen, but it's not now.
Mine's still in the shrink. I haven't got it out yet. Hadrian's Wall. I picked it up a while ago, thinking, yeah, I want to try it, and I haven't got the nerve to get it, because I think this is another one that reminds me of this game. Like if you have someone teach you the ropes, it's only going to take you a couple hours to learn how to play it. But if you try to figure it out yourself, it's going to take you 20 hours to figure out how to play it.
Well, that's the hope anyway.
Well,
Hopefully it's a fairly quick learn, but
Do you have it?
no, I don't have Hadrian's Wall yet.
Ah, I got a copy for sale.
Oh,
$95.
thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
Are we ready for the next event?
I get the feeling that you enjoy that game too. I like the roll and writes. I really do. I like them a lot. Go ahead. Yes, go.
All right,
Wait, I
maximum.
haven't decided what's. All right, I guess I'll just say I was going to come over to warfare. It's time for me to fight you. What side are you? Am I right or my left?
I'm on your left.
You're on my left. I'm coming for you, buddy. How much you got against me already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Oh, you better come harder than that. I got a special red die. What's my red die? Oh, wait, I don't get that yet. I just have 3 reds, huh? Hmm. What does my red die in this one do?
Which one are you on? Warfare?
Warfare, yeah.
Your pink die can give you either infantry or another cruiser.
Oh, but I mean it. Okay, so it just marks off a pink, right?
Yes.
Well, like blue up here, like blue would give me things if I mark off the green, or like what I'm saying is this here, right? It's a blue, that's a yellow.
Those are your specialty assets. So you need to be able to. So you need to unlock those on other sheets to use them here.
Let's see. Let me think. What do I want to do? Do I want to just come murder your face in? Yeah, let's see. If I go, I would need 2 blue. How many? We're only gonna get. Probably gonna get a couple die. What do we get? 3 red. How much did the AI got?
The AI right now has a. They're looking at their 4, so they're starting off at a strength of 4.
So they have a 4 coming at me, huh?
And the AI is on your right.
Yeah. All right. So my 3. Oh, I'm gonna mark off 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go 1, 2. What is these things again?
Which things?
The little ship-looking things.
Oh, those are the people. Those are your population track. So when you unlock those, you come up to expansion and mark them off there.
Right. Okay. Let me mark them off then. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right. Okay. Now flip a card or roll the. I'm sorry. Roll the dice. Yeah, I got my 3. Roll 3 better dice. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, you're not doing a very good job. A red and 1 of each. Red and 1 of each. Are you kidding me? Red, a red, a green. That's that shape. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And I still get a blue. Um, Sure, we'll go ahead and mark that blue off. All right, done.
I'm still working on mine.
We should be watching him. I think we should watch him. He's pretty shady. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that face. Would you trust that face? I mean, that is the face if I've ever seen one on a wanted poster. Holy cow.
Are you quite through, Jester? Go one.
Stay tuned next week for Adrian's Wall, where we learn how to murder more people. I should do an unboxing of this. This is actually a really heavy box. I mean, a really heavy box. Is this out of print?
I was just looking on Amazon. Looks like it's still eligible for Prime.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a heavy box. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it. I know there's a bunch of pads. You're going to get the same thing, kind of the same, like 2 or 3 different pads for your faction. I think you got like a center, left, and a right that you have to deal with. Yeah.
By the way, I also claimed our objective on warfare to mark all 10.
You are such a cheater. There's no way you could have done all that.
Our next event, partisan maneuvering. So we're voting on the stage 3 agenda in a second. So claim your votes that you have unlocked from your counselors. You have 4.
I have.
And then any votes you used
what
in
are
the
these? What are these here?
Those are the votes that you're claiming, but you need to claim them from. But for what you have unlocked here, down here in the counselors section, that's what you claim over here.
Okay, so now I have gotten 4 votes. So those 4, I need to
circle
1, 2, 3, 4. I need to claim those 4.
Yep.
Okay, see, I did not know that. Okay, so 4 new ones. 1, 2. Now the other ones I spent last time, did they get marked off?
Yes.
Because I spent 5 last time.
Yes, so you won't have those to use again. I'll get these 2 agendas out of the way, and then we'll prepare the stage 3.
You know, if I would have known that, I would have. See, this is. I would have probably tried to use some of these resources that are sitting there doing nothing for me. I mean, at the end of the game, right? I'm going to have so many victory points.
We'll find out, but.
See, I think you're cheating. You got to be cheating. There's no way you got all those resources. No way. All right, we're going to have to double check him. Somebody watch him.
All right, our next agenda. We have hyperlane security. On navigation, each player claims all explored systems that contain a commodity. Then they explore all systems that contain a commodity and are adjacent to an explored system.
Do what? English, my friend.
On your navigation sheet, each player claims all explored systems that contain a commodity. So one of your resources, so like I'll tab over to your sheet. So like your blue or your circle, you'd claim all explored systems that contain a commodity. So anything that you've drawn to, you would explore. So you'd claim.
Okay, so I have that one thing.
So you would claim that on a pass. Then you explore all systems.
No, claiming it just circles it. I don't get to mark it off anywhere.
You would get to mark it off on your industry chart.
You do get to mark it off there.
Yes. Then you explore.
I said okay.
Then you explore all systems that contain a commodity and are adjacent to an explored system. So anything that you haven't drawn to yet, you would draw to.
Oh, I would also get to claim this, which is a red.
But we also have our automated worker ban, where on expansion sheet, each player would cross off 4 unclaimed population assets.
Do what?
On your expansion sheet, you would cross off 4 unclaimed population assets. So on your population track, you would cross off 4 unclaimed assets. You wouldn't be able to claim those anymore during the game.
Oh, am I not doing this yet?
Doing what?
Marking these things off? Claiming these resources? I'm not claiming them yet.
You would have to, well, it's going to depend on the votes that the Automa casts at this. They're casting a minimum of 4 votes plus a die roll.
All I have is 4.
So the question now becomes, do you care about the fail effect? Because that's what you'd be facing. Or do you...
Well, I have no choice because I'm going to fail. I mean, he's going to have... Well, I mean, he could always roll a 0, and then what happens if we tie?
You would still be defaulted as losing because it specifies in the rules that...
Okay, so he's going to roll a minimum of 4. The most I can put in is 4, so it means I'm going to lose.
So you would resolve the fail outcome anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not going to put any in because that's dumb.
Yeah, it would probably be better to save your votes. And just for formality's sake, we'll see what the Automa would have rolled. They would have been casting 4 votes anyway. So yes, we would both cross off 4 unclaimed population assets.
From the top?
You can cross them off from anywhere. I think I had that come up on my playthrough.
That doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, if I cross this off at the bottom, then the next one I get would give me more victory points. Right? So if I was to say, okay, I'm going to cross off this one, this one, this one, and this one, the next one I can get is way up here, which is going to give me a chance to get more victory points.
I think it specifies, though, that if you cross off the population assets, you still have to claim them to move up. I'm double checking that.
Well, then I would just claim the ones at the top then. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It doesn't specify in here, but I think there's a clarification that somewhere that if you cross off the lower systems, you still have to claim them before you can get to the higher ones.
So that's fine, but then that just makes me say, well, let me just cross off the ones at the top then.
That's that's what I'm doing.
Because if I cross off the ones at the top, I'll still get these victory points as I move my way up, right?
Yep.
Okay, now that seems okay. There's got to be some clarification on that somewhere, but we'll look at it.
I was going to say there is, but it's not in the rule book. I know I've seen it.
Yeah, we'll get online or later or whatever.
All right, our next event is Desperate.
Before we get to the next events,
what's up?
It's already 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to finish because, I mean, it's already, I mean, there's 3 cards in turn 4 and there's 3 cards in turn 5, right?
One of the cards in turn 5 is just going to say resolve a war, then tally up score. So there's a card that just says end the game, essentially.
Okay.
So are we good to continue then?
It's up to you, man. You're the one that turns into a pumpkin.
I do not turn into a pumpkin.
You look at you. Yes, you do. Come on.
Anyway,
turn into a pumpkin.
We've got Desperate Measures coming up, which is a 3 pink event.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And 4. No, I don't get 4 until I see the dice. Sorry.
You're good.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm just finishing up. All right, I get one of these. I'm going to put it. Right. Now I'll roll the dice. Okay, so we've got So that die doesn't matter.
One stinking red. Are you kidding me? You are the worst dice roller on the planet. 1, 2, and then 2 blues.
Okay. Mm.
And then I get to claim 2 blues. Let's claim another planet that does me nothing. That sounds like a good option. And let's claim this because it's 2 victory points. Sure. Done.
And I just finished as well. Next event. Come on. There we go. Divide and conquer. Time for another war.
Of course there is.
Let's see.
AI has how much?
The AI right now has a strength of probably should be more than 4. We'll call it 4 because I haven't been paying attention to that. I've been helping you make sense of everything.
Oh, you haven't been marking their sheet. Okay, that's fine. We can give him. It doesn't matter. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8. So we can give him 7 for all I care.
I have 10 to the Automa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 against you.
Why do you got 11 against me? What do I ever do? Huh?
Let me think about that. How much do you have against me?
I fail -1 against you, and then I win against the AI. I get an orange special icon that I don't know what to do with. Oh, I can spend it in my industry board. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And I will spend it on my industry board. Or does that just automatically happen?
What are you trying to do?
Claiming my little thing here on my board. Is that right?
Yep. You can spend it. You can spend that specialty yellow asset on any board, on any sheet that has an effect. So you can actually spend that in a couple ways. Where on industry,
yeah, there's some ones up here and up here.
Yeah.
We'll see if I would have known that. All right, go ahead. I'm done.
Next event. It's giving us 2 blue.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Claim 1 unmarked space adjacent to a scrap space. All right. Next to a scrap space. Yeah. That's a scrap space. I'm going to claim this, which is this. Boom. How many blues?
2.
Yeah, let's grab this one then too. And that gives me another vote in the council because we should have another council meeting coming up. Shouldn't we?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Think so. Listen to him.
All right, all set?
Yes.
All right, we'll give that a roll. We've got to now I'll actually pay attention.
2 green, a blue, and a red for me. 2 green, a blue. Claim 1 unmarked. I got a red. So is this going to give me a blue die? If I claim that one?
Yeah, that would give you access to a blue focus die.
Great. So we're going to mark that off there. And then I got another blue die I could mark off. Wow, this is just crazy. I can use my red there. Then I can make my blue there and my green here. I get to mark off 2 blue. 1, 2, and 2 yellow. 1, 2. So all I need is a red. Now we get another die if that ever matters. If it ever mattered. I think I'm done.
All right, I just finished up as well. So we have stage 4. Industrial Zeal, claiming a trade good on industry for each unlocked +1 trade good icon in your industry chart.
Claiming what?
On your industry chart, if you have any +1 trade good icons unlocked, and you have 4 right now, you have 3 right now. So you claim another resource in your another trade good in your trade goods chart.
Oh. So 3 trade goods that are. Okay.
Next event. Forbidden Knowledge with a green.
Green.
Yep.
Yes, I made it to Mercantile. Or do I have to claim it first?
You have to claim Mechatol Rex first.
All right. That's fine. I made it there. I made it. Did I beat the AI?
No, you didn't.
What? What?
You are the Clan of Sar.
Then what do I get?
You get 2 victory points and a vote.
So when do I mark the vote off?
I think for this one, you mark the vote off now.
So that's down here on this little chart here.
Yep, on your votes.
Okay. I'm gonna have so many votes. I'm gonna vote myself president, I think.
All right. You all good with your card resource?
Yeah, it was just 1 blue or 1 green. So
Yep.
And then you rolled us 3 red. Good thing that I put my blue up here, or you would have screwed me over and I wouldn't have been able to claim it. So now I can claim the planet. Because I have a blue. I also have a red. And then I have 3 more. So I have 4 red. Oh my gosh. So that gives me 1. And I get a trade good. 2, 3, 4. That gives me 2 more trade goods. Okay, done.
I just finished up as well. Next card is our council event.
Okay, now we're talking. So I get to add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Yep. I have 11 votes.
Well, the Automa, once I remember to give them their votes, they're going to be casting a minimum of 5 plus a die roll. Let's see what our agendas are. On expansion, each player crosses out all unclaimed assets on 1 planet. They must choose an unlocked planet that has at least 2 unclaimed assets if possible. And for our other agenda, it's got a card or star. On industry, each player spends 1 free trade good for each +1 trade good icon they currently have unlocked.
All right. He's going to bid 4, 5, or 6.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to cast anything, so I'll just start crossing off all of my unclaimed assets on my planet.
What are you going to do? What do we get to do?
Assuming you pass, you get to spend one free trade good for each +1 trade good icon you currently have unlocked.
So I have 3 trade goods unlocked, so I could cross off 3.
You get to spend 3 free trade goods on any sheet.
Right. So I could put this one, which would give me this spaceship thing again, which is what?
Which spaceship thing are you looking at? That's your population track. So that's going up the track on your expansion sheet.
Gotcha. It's supposed to be a person, huh? So that was 1. I can mark off this, which is the ship.
I assume you're dumping all your votes into this one.
I'm dumping 7 in, so I know I'm going to win.
Just for formality's sake. They would have been casting
they would have been casting
yellow.
5. I will go ahead and mark that off. And I'll claim 2 systems, 2 unexplored small systems. Small systems. That will give me a red. Okay, so question.
What's up?
It says, so I'm looking at this here. Claim up to 2 unexplored small systems. Can I claim this one? Or do I have to be adjacent to it?
You have to have explored to it. And that's only when you make that sheet active anyway.
Well, I just took this thing from here. Right?
Right, but we're not writing on sheets right now. So yes, you'd be able to spend that specialty
So I spent that to get this. This allows me to claim up to 2 unexplored small systems.
Only when you make that sheet your active sheet after we have a strategy event come up. So after we have something that says strategy is a keyword come up, then you'd be able to make that sheet active and get the effect from that.
It has to say strategy.
Yeah. It's a keyword on the events. So you see how our current event right now, the limits of diplomacy, has council on it.
Okay.
We should have only a few events left in the game. Got Merciless Ambition with 2 blue resources. Make this sheet active.
Two blue.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, rolling the dice. We got 2 pink, a blue, and those are our focus dice. All right, I think.
blue.
Good night, Edward. Thanks for stopping by.
Hang off, buddy. Take care.
Just let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm still debating. I'm going to use a trade good so that I can make this. Right? Can I do that? Spend a trade good to cross off one of these?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm done then.
All right. Next event is the end of the game. Resolve a war against each neighbor using the final sections. Then score your sheets and determine the new ruler of the galaxy.
Great. Fail, fail. All right, good.
10, 11. Automa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 for what?
Looking at the strength of the war, I had 11 against the speaker and 14 against you. All right, then once we've got all that figured out, we total up our victory points and determine the winner. And there's even a scoring structure based on the solo 2-player rank based on your scores. So let's go through your sheets. So on navigation, I don't think you managed to finish either of the objective there. Mercantilist, no, you didn't claim Mechatol Rex or the neighbors. Well, you claimed a Mechatol Rex.
Yes, I did get that. Yes.
So you got 2 victory points from that. Plus you claimed 4 more victory points there for a total of 6. So there's a section down here for objective plus sheet equals subtotal. Then on expansion, it's just the total of your population track. So you claimed 3 victory points there.
I'm killing it.
Down on warfare, this is going to be interesting. So you had 1, 2, 3, 5 from your units that you built. 6, 7, 8 total, minus your losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So warfare netted out to a total of 2 victory points. Then on industry, you got 3 victory points for your votes, plus 1 for this row. So you looks like you got 5 victory points from your industry chart. And the objective there was sourcing expert to have 10 scrapped spaces. You had 3, it looks like. Actually, does the middle count? I don't think so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like the middle does count. So you had 4 scrapped spaces. So you pick up a total of 5 victory points there. Oh, plus your trade goods. Looks like you had 10 unused, so you have another 5 for a total of 10. So your grand total of victory points is 1821. I'm going through my sheet. I had 7 for Mechatol Rex, plus 7 because I did finish the Mercantilist objective there, plus 2, plus 4, 6 more victory points for a total of 13. On expansion, I did exactly Bubkus. Warfare. I had 3. Okay, so units built. I had 1, 2, 3, 7, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, minus 1 for 26, for a total of 35. And on industry, I did just enough, it looks like, to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 victory points, for a grand total of 55 points. Based on, and then here's the scoring rank in the game. So let me see if I can zoom in on that. Based on the difficulty there, we were playing on easy. We didn't make any changes to that. With your score of 21, you would have ended up as a footnote in Lost in the Dark Years, actually, is based on their ranking. And I came away with a footnote in galactic history.
A footnote? You didn't even do very good?
Not according to this, apparently, on the difficulty we were playing on. Looks like the highest you can go in on easy, which is what we were playing on, is Galactic Power with 80 victory points. But that's a game of Twilight Inscription.
What'd you think?
This is one I kind of enjoy, and there's a lot to dig into with the various factions.
Yeah, I can see trying different factions and different strategies and stuff. I think this faction is interesting, but I didn't really know how to use this power. Like what should I try to do? Like how to set them up so that I can, for example, like this, if I would have known, oh, hey, you should put it over on this side because you're going to be heading over here anyways, right?
Well, some of it's also, you got to remember, some of this is also coming from a first game too. So you're kind of getting the
tool. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, having these way out here in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, anyways. All right. Yeah, it was interesting. It's interesting. Very interesting. It's I think this is one of these games you got to play a few times just to come to terms with it, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might have to get out Hadron's Wall now, buckle down, and maybe try it out and see how that one does. I like my little roll and writes. There you go. Oof. I was a little bit longer. I'm glad we did finish it. I wasn't sure we were going to, but
yeah,
we squeezed it in. We got it in somehow. So
it
was interesting.
It also helps that there's a just end the game card in there in the deck.
Yeah, so that's the bottom 3 cards or what?
Yeah, that's in stage 5. So you'll see that as one of the last 3 cards.
Okay, so it could be first, could be okay.
All
right, well, that was 2.5 hours of my life I'll never get back. So at least it was worth it. It could have been wasted on something else. So that's good. And it's another new game on the channel. Whoa, how about that? So another game we can add to our list of top 100 games of all time, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to have to play it a couple more times. I think this is going to be a better solo game. It just doesn't seem like it's a great competitive game because you're doing everything kind of on your own, separate. And then you're just coming back at the end saying, oh, I gained 56 points. Well, how do I know you are doing things? I can't watch what you're doing. So I can't. You could be marking everything off you want. Right?
Which I wasn't doing that, but I get.
I didn't say you were. I'm just saying you could do that, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you might have been making a mistake, and I didn't catch you because I didn't see what you were doing.
This could be a fun game to play with the other guys on the war room too. Potentially get a bigger game going, but who knows? Just kind of brainstorming a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't. I think they would like this one more because they're more war focused, and I think this game is more focused on the war. You're basically defending against the barbarian invasion that's coming. So
whereas I guess the war is almost incidental in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like mark a few places whenever you feel like it. And all right, well, thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks Edward and Mike for helping us out with that. So now we know, like the minus key will help on the width, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyways. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you head over to PhoenixKnight. What's coming up on the channel over there?
Well, I'm still figuring out what I want to do tomorrow because I've got an appointment later in the morning, but I'm planning on doing Gaia Project tomorrow for sure. After that, I haven't completely decided yet, but I'll mention this on my channel as well. Actually, a few things I need to mention on the channel. One is Mystical Munchies this week is going to be a Thursday upload. And then Christmas weekend, I'm going to be traveling. So there aren't going to be any videos probably until I come back on when's the day after Christmas? Tuesday.
Really? You're going to be gone all weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't be able to keep up with me then if you're gone. I got ready for my schedule, right? I'm off Friday, I'm off Saturday, I'm off Sunday, I'm off Monday, and I'm off Tuesday. That's 5 days. How many videos do you think I'm going to get done in 5 days?
Probably a few, I would imagine.
Minimum 10. So yeah, you're going to be gone. I'm going to have I'm going to get Adrian's wall on just to piss you off.
I'll still have my iPad with me, so I'll still be able to at least watch.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, be sure to check out PhoenixKnight. Go subscribe. He needs some subscribers. We're trying to give him some subscribers, so he'll get off my back. And and we'll see how things go from there. Thanks, Phoenix, for teaching us how to play. We do appreciate it, even though you didn't give us all the rules and cheated in the game. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time.